Okay, so you're prepping for this winding machine operator interview, and you want to really knock it out of the park.
Right.
Well, we've got a whole bunch of RoleCatcher resources right here. Their career guides, we've got interview guides, even some of their AI insights. And we are going to pull out the absolute gold to help you walk into that interview feeling super confident and prepared.
Yeah, think of it like almost like a cheat sheet, but instead of just giving answers, it's giving you the strategies and the insights so you can come up with your own brilliant responses.
Exactly. So first things first, let's just kind of paint a picture of what a winding machine operator actually does. I mean, it's more than just pushing buttons, right?
Oh yeah.
You're working with all kinds of materials, monofilament, multifilament, wire, you name it. You're prepping these materials, setting up the machines, and making sure everything's running smoothly. So we're talking precision, efficiency, and a really keen eye for detail.
Definitely. And it's a role with real staying power, you know? I mean, like the demand for winding machine operators. It's consistent. There's definitely room to grow. And the RoleCatcher career guides really highlight this. Show you can go from entry level all the way up to, a leadership position.
Absolutely. That's a great point. So let's get into the heart of this deep dive, the interview questions. One of the first ones they might throw your way is, tell us about your experience operating winding machines.
Right. And now you might be thinking, what if I'm fresh out of training? Or, I'm switching careers. Don't sweat it. This is your time to shine. And showcase those transferable skills.
Okay.
So have you worked with other types of machinery? Are you comfortable following procedures? Maybe you've even tinkered with some of your own projects at home that required some, detailed winding techniques.
Right. It's all about connecting the dots for them,
Yeah.
showing them that even if you don't have direct experience, you've got the aptitude and you're eager to learn. Speaking of learning, another common question is, what safety procedures have you followed in previous roles?
Oh, that's a good one. Because safety is paramount. In any manufacturing environment, they want to know that you take it seriously.
Absolutely.
So think back to any job where safety protocols were important. Did you follow lockout, tagout procedures? Were you ever responsible for inspecting equipment or reporting potential hazards? Be specific.
Yes.
Don't just say, I followed procedures. Give them a concrete example.
Right, I always double-check the tag out to make sure no one could accidentally energize the machine
Yeah.
while I was doing maintenance. That level of detail really shows you're safety conscious.
Exactly. Okay, now here's one. That requires a little bit more problem solving.
Okay.
How do you troubleshoot problems with a winding machine? And they're not just looking for a simple answer like I call maintenance. You got to walk them through your thought process.
Right.
What would be your first steps?
Exactly.
Would you check the tension settings, inspect the material for inconsistencies, consult the machine manual?
Right. And you know what? RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you structure your answer for this type of question to make sure you hit all those key points.
Yeah, it's like having a virtual coach who knows exactly what those interviewers are looking for.
I love it.
Okay, so speaking of efficiency,
Yes.
another common question is, how do you ensure the winding machine is operating at peak efficiency?
Right. So this is where you show them that
Yeah.
you really understand the process. It's not just about keeping that machine running. It's about optimizing its performance. So you might talk about regularly calibrating those tension settings to prevent breakage, especially with delicate materials like fine wire.
Yeah, you could even mention techniques like traverse winding
Yeah.
and how adjusting the traverse speed and the pattern can impact the package build and overall efficiency. Remember, those specific examples bring your answers to life.
Absolutely. Now get ready for the curveball.
Oh boy.
Tell us about a time you worked under pressure to meet a tight deadline. I mean, everyone loves a good story.
Yeah, they do.
So think back to a situation where you had to stay calm, prioritize tasks, maybe even come up with a creative solution
Yeah.
to overcome a challenge.
Right?
Did you ever have a rush order that required you to adjust your workflow, to meet that deadline without sacrificing quality?
Sure.
That's a great example. Again, RoleCatcher's AI. It can analyze your response, identify any areas for improvement, and even give you suggestions on how to make that storytelling more impactful.
Yeah, it's like having a personal speech coach right in your pocket.
I love that.
Okay, are you ready for a few rapid-fire questions that often come up in these winding machine operator interviews?
Bring it on. I feel like we're getting in the groove here.
All right. First up, how do you maintain quality control while operating a winding machine?
Okay, so this is all about consistency and precision. You really want to highlight that you understand the factors that can impact quality, like maybe mentioning that you regularly check those tension settings, you inspect the material for any defects, you make sure that winding pattern is consistent.
Right, you could even talk about how you meticulously document any deviations or inconsistencies you find and follow the right procedures for reporting them. It shows that attention to detail.
Absolutely.
Okay, next question. How do you handle a situation where the winding machine malfunctions or produces defective output?
Okay.
So this is your chance to really show off those problem-solving skills and your knowledge of how that machine operates. Don't just say, I'd call maintenance. Really describe the steps you would take to assess the situation. What would you do first?
Yeah, would you try to identify the source of the problem?
Exactly.
Like checking the tension settings.
Yeah.
Or inspecting those guide rollers for any obstructions.
Right, you could even mention how you'd consult the machine's manual or the troubleshooting guide to see if there's a quick fix you could do yourself. It's all about being proactive.
Right, resourceful.
Exactly. All right, next one. How do you ensure you're meeting production quotas without sacrificing quality?
Ooh, that's a good one. This question is all about balance, right?
It is.
You need to show them you understand the importance of efficiency, but not at the expense of accuracy and precision. So you could talk about how you prioritize tasks, how you manage your time effectively, maybe even suggest some ways to streamline that workflow without cutting corners.
Yeah, you could even highlight your ability to anticipate potential bottlenecks or delays and adjust your approach accordingly. So being proactive, solutions-oriented.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Now, here's one that might make you think on your feet a little bit. Tell us about a time you had to adapt to a change in the winding process or materials.
Okay, so this is where you can really showcase your flexibility and your willingness to learn.
Right.
Did you ever have to switch from winding monofilament to multifilament? Or maybe you had to adapt to a new type of traverse winding pattern?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's all about highlighting how you embraced that change. You learned the new techniques and made sure that transition went smoothly. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can actually give you feedback on your response, help you fine-tune your delivery, make sure you're really conveying that adaptability.
Yeah, it's like having a personal interview coach, right? Giving you those insights you might not have even considered on your own.
I love that.
Speaking of insights, let's not forget about all the great career advice that RoleCatcher provides in their guides.
Oh, right.
They outline that typical career progression for a winding machine operator. Highlight the skills and experience you need to move up to those higher level positions.
That's so helpful.
For example, they emphasize the importance of continuous learning, professional development, staying up to date on the latest winding technologies, materials, quality control methods. It's essential for growth in this field.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
So even after you ace this interview, land the job, keep that learning mindset going.
Absolutely.
All right, back to the questions. This one often trips people up.
Well.
Tell us about a time you noticed a potential safety hazard.
Yeah.
And what you did about it.
Okay, so this is all about demonstrating your commitment to safety, not just for yourself, but for everyone in the work. Did you ever spot a frayed wire near the machine? Or notice a coworker not wearing their safety glasses? Be specific. Describe how you identified the hazard, followed the procedures for reporting it, and maybe even took steps to mitigate the risk while you were waiting for it to be addressed.
Right, it shows you're proactive about safety.
Exactly. All right, ready for a teamwork question?
Okay.
Describe a time you had to collaborate with others to solve a problem related to the winding process.
Ooh, teamwork, so important. In any kind of manufacturing environment, they want to see that you can communicate effectively, share ideas, and work together towards that common goal. So think back to a time when you had to maybe troubleshoot a machine malfunction as a team, or maybe you work together to implement a new process improvement.
Right.
And really highlight your role in that collaboration, how you contributed your expertise and what you learned from that experience.
And remember, those specific examples, they're always more impactful than just vague statements.
Absolutely. All right, so let's shift gears a little bit. Talk about those all-important soft skills. While technical proficiency is key, employers are also looking for candidates who have strong communication skills, problem-solving skills, interpersonal skills.
Right, and one question that comes up a lot is, how do you handle a situation where you receive conflicting instructions from different supervisors?
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It is, but it's a great opportunity to show how you can navigate those challenging situations diplomatically.
Right, so you might say something like, well, first I would clarify those instructions. with each supervisor to make sure I fully understood their expectations. Then I would try to find a solution that addressed both perspectives and met the overall objective of the task.
Yeah, it's about demonstrating those communication skills, your ability to think critically, and your commitment to finding solutions that work for everyone.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about initiative. I mean, employers love to see candidates who are proactive, who go above and beyond. So a common question is, tell us about a time you took initiative to improve a process or solve a problem that wasn't directly assigned to you.
All right, this is your time to shine. Did you ever come up with a way to streamline the material prep process? Or maybe you identified a potential safety improvement and took steps to get it implemented.
Right. Highlight how you saw that opportunity. You took ownership and made a positive impact. And again, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your response and even give you some suggestions to make it even more compelling.
Yeah, it's like having a secret weapon to help you really stand out from the competition.
I love it.
Okay, so as we're kind of wrapping up this deep dive, let's circle back to those career insights from those RoleCatcher guides.
Okay.
They offer such valuable info on salary expectations, the job outlook, potential career paths for winding machine operators.
It's really helpful.
For example, they highlight the growing demand for skilled operators in industries like textiles, wire and cable manufacturing, even emerging fields like 3D printing.
Wow, that's fascinating. It's a field with some real potential for growth and advancement.
It is.
So as you prepare for this interview, remember to think beyond just getting the job.
Exactly.
Visualize yourself really thriving in this role, contributing your skills, building a rewarding career in a field that's constantly evolving.
Absolutely.
Now, before we wrap up completely, let's touch on one more thing. That's essential for interview prep. Presenting yourself professionally and confidently. I mean, this is where those first impressions really count.
Right.
So what are some key things to keep in mind?
Well, first and foremost, dress appropriately for the interview. Even though it's a manufacturing environment, it's still important to show respect by dressing in a neat and professional manner.
Right. You don't necessarily have to wear a suit, but a nice, clean shirt and pants are always a good choice.
Definitely.
And don't forget about your shoes.
Oh, yeah. They should be clean and in good condition. And speaking of first impressions, make sure you arrive on time.
Yes.
Preferably even a few minutes early. Give yourself a chance to, collect your thoughts.
Absolutely. Punctuality is key. It shows you're professional, you value their time. Now let's talk about body language. Any tips for projecting confidence during the interview?
Well, maintain good eye contact with the interviewer. Sit up straight, good posture, and try to relax and be yourself. Remember, they already seen your resume. They're interested in getting to know you better.
That's a great point. And don't be afraid to smile.
Oh, yeah.
It makes you seem more approachable and confident. Now, one last piece of advice from the RoleCatcher guides. They recommend preparing a few questions to ask the interviewer.
Oh, that's a good one. It shows your genuine interest in the position and the company.
Exactly.
It shows you've been thinking critically about the role.
Yeah, you might ask about the company culture, opportunities for professional development, maybe even specifics about the winding machines they use.
It's a chance to gather valuable info and make a lasting impression.
Right, and remember, an interview is a two-way street. It's an opportunity for both of you to assess whether it's a good fit.
Absolutely.
So go into that interview feeling prepared, confident, and enthusiastic. You've got the skills, you've got the knowledge, and now you've got the insights to really shine. Good luck out there.
You got this.
And remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way, from tailoring your resume to providing that AI-powered feedback on your interview answers.
Yeah, it's like having a career coach in your pocket, ready to help you unlock your full potential.
I love it. So go out there and make it happen.
You got this.